I was in the Air Force for 10 years, from 1987 to 1997. I was a aerospace ground equipment mechanic. That's just a fancy way of saying I worked on the support aircraft for the plane while it was on the ground to keep it running. I had some injuries that occurred during my military service, and that was in my record, my medical records. And when I got out, I initially received a 30% rating. Honestly, after that, I didn't even know I'd been eligible for another rating increase. So you can think from 1997, I didn't even pursue anything until maybe 5 or 6 years ago when I first reached out to Trajector. I was being told by some other veterans that I worked with. I recently retired from the federal government, so there are quite a few veterans in that arena. And it was talking to them that I was actually introduced to Trajector. I hadn't even tried anybody else. When I went through the VA, that was kind of a daunting task that really didn't go anywhere. Really from firsthand experience from another veteran, and he had mentioned Trajector and the positive effects going forward with working with you guys. Working with Trajector actually helped me understand the process, and I think that was instrumental in moving forward in my reviews. Relief, for one, is sometimes just the pressure of working through the VA, and nothing against the VA personally. I have some great doctors at the VA, but the process itself seems to be set up to stop you, and that really kind of weighs on you mentally sometimes. Trajector really helped me at a point in my life. I was coming close to the end of my, my service with the federal government, and I was looking at the financial side of things, and not that I was looking for a financial gain, but knowing that my capabilities were not going to be the same moving forward, physically or mentally, and having that kind of pressure, economic pressure taken off of me, it was such a great relief. It was like having weights taken off my shoulders. The process for me was very straightforward and simple. It made it so easy for me as a veteran. At the time I was working full time. I had other stresses in my life. Trajector kind of taking the lead in that and showing me the way made a significant difference in my life. The fee structure was talked about up front. I knew exactly what to expect. You don't always know what rating you're going to get in return, but I understood the process. Looking at the big picture, the fee wasn't of any consequence to me to get me over that hurdle to get my ratings advanced. Trajector was forthcoming with the information. There was no surprises. I knew what to expect, and I easily accepted those. And I think it was, big picture again, in the long run, it was really a minimal part of the process for me. Professionalism. If I had any questions, I would reach out to you guys, and if I wasn't answered immediately, I always received a call back in a timely manner. I was very comfortable talking with the representatives there. From what I left with is that I now tell other veterans about the process, about Trajector. What I want is other veterans to get the same benefits they deserve and have a process through Trajector to make that as easy for them as possible.